It's really nice. Well, and I like to see it. Around here. Where, yeah, you see, our wires go. No, not. Well, we have our wire. So we're going up to. So I leave my car.
Sponsor our company.
Yeah.
So that's all.
Yes. Well, anyway. Yeah. Yeah. I'll tell you it's happening. Oh, yeah. I do that too. I do want that too. And I'm like. Yeah, I don't like. No, I'm telling you. At Bold, we were there at. You did at Bold? Yeah, and he brought. So. I think all we're doing. I don't know. Like, I
I haven't seen you in a while. I know, yeah.
Well, welcome back.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Sorry. Or this. He brought.
Yeah, I would come to think out.
Are you ready?
All right, everyone, we'll go ahead and get started. One, two, three. All right, last time I'll ever have to do that. All right, so give me three good things happening before we get started. Don't make me call on people.
I can't get kicked out.
Jasmine's the one we had to ask to leave last month. She joined us.
You're still a little bigger.
Yeah. All right, two more. Look at that. What was your favorite part about the trip? All right, one more. Watch, I'm gonna pick on Nakia. Go ahead.
I just showed my.
There you go. Nakia, I'm picking on you. Tell me something good going on. Yeah, what's good?
Oh, wasn't it good?
Yeah.
It's sunny outside.
There we go.
Yeah.
All righty, so we'll go ahead and get started.
Hey everyone, Sam. Yeah, again, we have our Facebook, our YouTube, and our Instagram. You might see a little differences here at your table. So I printed out some sheets of paper for y'all to take notes. And the QR code here leads you to all the stuff that we're going to talk about today. So if you guys are like, where are the links? It's gonna be right here. So that's something we're gonna start doing for the office meeting each month. So hopefully that finds it a little bit easier to find the links and a little bit helpful each month. So, yay.
All righty, so then we have our sponsors. So we have Mark James with Rapid Mortgage, Melissa at Northwest. Saw her back there. What's going on with Northwest?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming, Melissa.
All right, and then we have Thomas with Color Homes.
That's a great job with that.
Thank you.
Just two quick updates, three updates. We just, this month alone, completed two closings for first-time home buyers. Both of them in their thirties. And both purchased, well, we had many more than two, but those two specifically purchased multi-units with 5% on the conventional loan. And I know I've mentioned that before, and I know you know about a conventional multi-unit purchase, but here's the reason why it's so critical, because these two individuals are on path to create an amazing amount of wealth. They will become millionaires because they're in their twenties buying multi-units. They're gonna live there for a couple of years. They're gonna buy another property in the future. To buy multi-units as an investment, you have to put 25% down, right? They're buying these homes with only 5% down payment and learning how to help build a portfolio. So that's a great success stories for these individuals. Second thing I wanted to point out, obviously the market has been choppy, and higher for longer is what the Fed is communicating. It is what it is. That's why we're using the buy down. Out of the last 6 contracts, 4 of them were written with a buy down of some kind to help our clients get through the turbulent 1 or 2 years. So continue to talk to our clients. Happy to discuss with the client as well how to utilize the buy down to help our clients save money short term until rates drop. They will drop at some point. We just don't know when that's going to happen. And then last thing, my office moved. I'm no longer in the kitchen. I love the kitchen. I do someone cook fish in the microwave. And that's when we talk. And so I'm right next to Jamie's office, down the hallway, just around the corner in the purple office. So come see me if you have any questions, and thank you so much.
You're welcome. He said his favorite color was purple. All right, and then we have Mark with America's Preferred.
Always love the info. Got really a great full package, $650 deductible. And you also got the quick class still there, $499 for no physical more than $2. And $650 does include that anything. Any other questions on that? Talk to me, let's come together for a one-on-one. Appreciate it.
Thank you. All right, and then we have our awesome ALC this year, so all 20 members of them. So kudos to all of them. The ALC meetings are open to everyone to come attend. So the past 2 have been very interesting with things that are getting voted on for the Market Center. So if you want to be the first to know what's going on, that's where it all happens. We present everything to the ALC first, and then it gets filtered out to all the other agents. So those are open. And then our associate ALC. So a round of applause to all of them. All right. So how many of you remember the Matthew McConaughey stuff last year? All right. So how many remember one of the first videos I ever played about deserving versus earning? Remember that? All right. For those who forget, we're going to play that real quick.
You know, I think we gotta really watch how quickly we like to say we deserve something. I don't know that we deserve anything. I found that if we think we deserve something and we throw that word out and say, no, do we earn it? That becomes measurable. We can earn things. We can earn things, but I don't think we deserve things. And earning means we're in the process of helping get what we want. Saying we deserve it, a lot of times we just lean back and go, well, I'm supposed to get mine. I deserve it. It's different than earning it. Earn before you deserve it. You know, I think we gotta.
All right. So there's a lot of talk right now with all the commissions and our value propositions, right? So can I ruffle some of your guys' feathers? Do I have permission?
Last time.
All right, so why do you deserve 3% if you're helping a buyer?
Value proposition. You deserve 9.
Why?
That's what I thought.
Why do you deserve it? What are you doing for them?
sending out postcards to neighborhoods they want to live in, negotiating, writing contracts, sometimes 5 or 6 contracts for each buyer before we actually get into contract. Knowing what is of value to that seller by communicating with the other side and making sure that you can win. And it's a battle.
Okay, you're not wrong. I don't disagree with you. Anything else somebody wants to add? Would you guys all agree with her? Yeah. So what if your friend calls you, you show one house, you write an offer on that one house, that offer is accepted as you wrote it, it's an all cash offer, no inspections, close in 4 days. You're gonna give part of that 3% back? Well, why?
Because you're the one who took the time to learn those things, to do those things.
But you didn't have to send postcards, you didn't have to show houses.
You still have to write a contract, still have to
Okay.
have the fiduciary portion of it all to make sure it's all legit.
Right. So what if I changed your thought around that, though, and said you actually earn it and all the stuff leading up to that? The lead gen, the prospecting, the open houses, all the shit, right? That's where you earn it. Would you guys agree or disagree?
Agree.
All right. So how many of you know the photos that are on my wall? Why I have those there? Across from my desk. You guys know what they are? All right, so I don't believe in vision boards. Think they work for some people, they don't work for me. Stuff doesn't motivate me. I drive a Sonata. Like you can't give me a car and say, go do this, this, and this, and you can drive a Ferrari. It's not gonna make me do that. So I have Brett Favre, who he showed up to work every day, never missed a game, his entire NFL career. So that's my reminder, show up, do your job every day. Have Floyd Mayweather, who never lost a boxing match, has the record for most wins without losses. For those who know him, he's the most arrogant, most cocky, most flamboyant person you will ever meet in your life. That's not why he's up there. It's a reminder that when you know what you're doing, be confident in yourself and don't let somebody tell you that you don't know what you're doing. So then there's Tom Brady. So how many know Tom Brady's story? Oh, hang on. The other slide, next slide.
Oh, next slide.
So these have been hanging in my office. So this photo right here is 2017. You can see they've been hanging there since then. So when I'm standing up here, what I'm preaching is real. I'm not just making it up for a presentation. So February 4th, 2019, I posted this. I believe they went to a Super Bowl that year. Some people are given everything in life, but most of us have to work for it. I know a lot of people don't like him, but this is one of the photos I have hanging above my desk at work. A constant reminder to work our ass off to achieve greatness. So then this is 2020. So this is Berkshire, that's Greater Columbus, and now I have them here, right? Let's go ahead and play the next, or hang on. So how many know his story? Like his whole background? He was drafted, but he was drafted really, really late because no one thought he was good. All right, so how many know like his whole backstory? Yeah.
Backup quarterback, spread from high school, that went 0-8 that year. And then ended up being a backup at Michigan. Drafted super late, I think the 6th round. Went in, had to work his butt off to really like prove himself. Then kind of had a great system behind him to really ramp that up and show that.
Yeah.
He knew he had it. There was an interview where he knew he had it in him. And then when he went to the Patriots, right there.
Yes. So all of that, right? So to Mason's point, He was the backup on the JV team, not even the varsity team, the JV team. But not only did that JV team not win a game all year, they went 0-8. They didn't score a single touchdown. So he was the backup for the worst possible football team you could ever have. So he finally plays, and now it becomes time for college. And back then in the 90s, you didn't have all the scouting like you have today. He was a 3-star recruit. The best you could be is a 5-star recruit. Back then you had to send tapes out for colleges to watch you and everything. So the first 2 colleges who expressed any interest in him decided, nope, you're not good enough for us. So he went to a camp at Michigan, told his dad, this is where I want to go. This is where the best players are at. And as an 18-year-old kid, to Tomko's point, told his dad, if I want to be the best, I got to beat the best. That's at 18 years old. That's after being a backup just a few years earlier on the worst possible football team ever. It's after getting denied by 2 colleges that you really wanted to go to, telling your dad, someday I want to be the best at 18 years old. All right, so then he goes to Michigan. In his first year at Michigan, he's the 7th string quarterback. What if I told you you were the 7th person in line for a listing? How would you feel? Do you want to give up? What am I doing? All right, so his freshman year, he redshirts. So for those of you who don't know what a redshirt is, they tell you, you suck so bad right now, you're not even going to play. You're not going to see the field this year, so we're going to redshirt you, which gives you an extra year of eligibility. So he redshirts his freshman year. Finally, over the next 2 years, gets into a game to play. Throws his first pass, intercepted. But not only is it intercepted, it's returned for a touchdown. So his first ever pass in college is, again, the worst possible thing that could happen to a quarterback. So then he finally starts his second to last year, and they win a Big Ten championship game. So that's like a huge thing. Like you want to win a Big Ten. So his last year, Michigan thought so highly of him, he had to share time after winning a Big Ten championship the year before. So his senior year, he would start the first quarter, another kid would start the second quarter, whoever played better got to play the rest of the game. After he just won a Big Ten championship. So fast forward a little bit. So he gets drafted, to Katie's point, gets drafted in the 6th round. There's only 7 rounds. Was drafted 199. There were 6 other quarterbacks drafted before him. So every other NFL team thought there were 6 other people that year better than he was. So at this point, what would you guys be thinking?
He's gonna be backup.
Right? Not like it's just time and time again. Fight to play, fight to play, fight to play. So I have a video for you, and there's some language in there. So there's some F-bombs. So if that's offensive, I apologize. Or if you want to step out, step out. I figured I could play this now because Brian can't fire me. So we'll go ahead and play it.
I was walking on the set today. He's over in England working on this soccer team that we own and we're a part of. And again, we're trying to help others, athletes, reach their potential. And I want to do that in pro football with, a team that I'm going to try to be involved in here. Not the Patriots.
Yeah.
Even though I'll do anything for the Patriots. Really, I'd do anything for any of these athletes. I'd do anything. Anyone that wants to come ask me for advice. I love doing that because, if I can impart any bits of wisdom on people through things that I've learned in my life, then I love being able to pass that information.
Don't be that guy, man. Don't gatekeep the knowledge.
I don't.
Leave it all out there, man.
I try to get, the hard part for me is people don't want to listen all the time. It's like
That's right.
Literally try to give them, as much information as possible. And it's up to those people whether they want to adopt that information or not. But, that's, again, part of it, again, is not becoming attached to whether they do it or not.
Mhm.
It's just, was I there and available? I gave them the best that I had. And if they choose to take the information, I met a guy earlier today that he said the most amazing thing to me. He was didn't have a father growing up. He and his brother worked 4 jobs, and he found a poster of me when he was 14. And it was his inspiration. He said he kept on his wall his entire life. And used me and my story as motivation for him to make his life the way that he wanted to. And he had he's married, he's got a 9-year-old, he's got a 9-month-old, and got a beautiful wife, he said, very tight with his mom, bought her a house, and he's making it. And I think those are stories to me that I'm like, fuck, you think I'm your inspiration? You're an inspiration to me.
Yeah.
And I hear stories like that, and I just makes me want to feel like I want to get up every day and do a little bit better myself.
Yeah. I mean, man, we've seen you tackle on everything in your life, whether it was sports, it's competition, now it's the business world. Was there anything that you were procrastinating to face head on?
I'm not a procrastinator, so I think in general the answer would be no. I feel like I have another good friend, and again, he says the fish just don't jump in the boat. Meaning you better go out there and do it yourself. Don't fucking wait around and wait for someone to hand deliver something. Go make it happen. The fish don't just jump in the boat. If you want to go catch him, go catch him. Throw that line in the water and go do some work. And if it doesn't work that day, do it again the next day. So, and I think the procrastination, that's probably not good for any of us. I think we want to go out there and do it, go out there and make it happen.
Some days it gets tough.
It does,
Some days it gets tough.
And I think the part of it, that noble mentality is, fuck your tired body, fuck that unmotivated mind, and get out there and do it anyway. You better fight yourself, because you're not only winning when things are going your way. You got to figure out how to win when things aren't going your way. You got to figure out when your body's fighting you, when your mind's fighting you. How do you still, just say, fuck it, I'm gonna beat my mind today? Or do you just give in to your mind and say, oh, I'm tired today, I'm lazy, I don't want to do it, it's too hard, no one else is doing it, it's a weekend, it's too late, these are already off hours, oh, exactly what I want isn't happening right now. Like, okay, great. You know who that's great for? Your competition. You want that attitude to permeate the people that you're competing against. You want them to give in to their mind. You want them to say, oh, it's too hard, I can't do it. But you want to be the one that says, fuck it, I'm going to do it anyway. I know I don't feel good today, but I'm going to go out there and I'm going to prove to myself that even on days that it doesn't feel right, I push myself. The only way to gain confidence in yourself is to build something. It's not to wait for it to happen. Hey, Vic, your life just happened in front of you. Just show up today and make it happen with Tom. No, you had to do a lot of shit today to get to this day that no one really knows except you. So that's why you appreciate it, because you had to go through a lot of stuff to get to this day. Now, only you know what it took to get here, and that's why you value it. So other people on the outside in may say, oh, Vic, you're so lucky. You get to do this, and you get to be, you have all these followers, you have these people that pay attention to you, you get to do these cool things. Well, yeah, but in your mind, you're probably still the same kid, with your brother and your other brother and your sister and your dad and your mom. You're like, no, you guys don't remember where I came from. And this is why I value this, because I have perspective.
Yeah.
I knew where I came from. I knew where I started. Now I appreciate where I'm at. And that's the beauty of life, to continue to appreciate where you're at.
Yeah, me and my friend, we got the same. We always say,
All right, so what do you guys think about that?
That's good.
Some of that resonate with you? Some days when you're tired, when it's late, you show houses all day Saturday, then you have to go home and write the offers and you don't want to. Right? So what are some takeaways? Keep pushing. Any others? Psych out your competition.
Figuring out how to overcome your mind and your body.
Yeah.
But you gotta figure that out.
Right? Just doing it. So can I give you my 2 takeaways? And then this is the last. You guys will have to listen to me up here. So my first is, just like he went through everything that I read off to you, all of you have gone through stuff too. So at the end of the day, when it's hard, you have earned it. You just can't stop earning it. You have to keep pushing and keep earning more. My second is that I believe in all of you. So I stand up here and I can look any one of you in the eyes, and you have to quit worrying about all the noise and just go out and make it happen. Because that's all it takes, is just showing up, doing the work, and making it happen. Is that cool? All right, thank you. All right, and then we have a big announcement. Oh, over here, yeah. Welcome, Mario.
Well, number one, thank you, Josh, for not only this presentation, but the past 3 years. You've been amazing. You've taught me all about sports because that's not my world. But I so admire everything, you've done and how you've led this market center. So, I will be your interim, team leader. Many of you know me. For those of you who don't, please don't be a stranger. My schedule is going to remain the same. We're going to keep our Tuesday morning business coaching. This is business coaching. This is a gamut of things. And I have the experience that I can talk to you. Poor Andrew got the end of it this morning when he walked by my office, but I can talk to you from a beginner listing all the way to if you are intending to grow your team to a 7th level team. I can do that with you. So please don't be a stranger. I'm really looking forward to being involved at a higher level in the market center. And thank you for your confidence in me.
Thank you. All right, broker class, contracts 2.
Contracts 2 coming up, the 23rd next week. What is contracts 2 for those of you who don't know? Contracts 2 are all the ancillary documents that follow the contract. And we delve into clauses and how to write request to remedy correctly and all of that extra stuff. So please come, and it's free. See you then, Tuesday.
All righty, and then we have core law with Bill Fergus. Anything you want to add on this, or Melissa, either you two?
I will say one thing. Sam keeps asking to have Bill make a video for his class, so she can post it on Facebook, but I don't think that is going to happen. So just to put it out there, don't expect that, because I know Sam's doing a great job with videos to pump up the other classes.
Yes, but yeah, it's next week. It's 3 hours CE, free CE for y'all. So please come into the training room. But yeah, but next time we'll definitely get a video. Everybody want to get a video?
Okay.
I just want to see Bill on video. It's gotta be the most.
About as bad as Ken. Yeah, exactly.
All right, and then we have the brokerage exclusive trading floor. So this is going to be happening continually. This is where you can come and any buyers or any deals that you have coming that you know, transactions, sellers, buyers, you can mingle with everyone else in the office and try and bring something together. I believe out of the last one, somebody had a client for somebody who's selling land that's on. So, and there's been stuff in the past where people have brought deals together literally in this room from that. So that'll be every 2 weeks, Wednesday at 11 a.m. right here in the training room. All right, V2, value proposition and training. Do you want to talk a little bit about this?
Yeah, this is Gary and Jason and Jay have been doing these. There were a couple in March. One was April 10th, and another one will be in the training room next Thursday, the 25th. Then it will continue on. They're live streamed now, so next Thursday will be live streamed. The best of all of their live streams will be compiled and those become training videos. But it is delivering your value proposition. This was outstanding, one of the best things they've ever done. So if you haven't accessed it, please be here with us. We'll all enjoy it together on the 25th. Okay. So, and one more thing about that, Gary kind of starts the live stream with the statement that we have not delivered our value proposition. We as an industry have not done a good job delivering, and you'll learn the difference between a functionary and a fiduciary. And I want you to think about those two things, because you know I'm all about the fiduciary. You know that when you watch the webinar or the live stream. Thanks.
I'm next. Okay, so Red Day, guys, is on May 9th, so we're all wearing our Red Day shirts. Yeah. Yes, so this year, we're gonna help our friends out at Indianola, Charity Newsies. So we have a special guest with Sherry. And yeah, you guys can come up and talk about your organization and stuff. Sherry's a 20-year veteran at Charity Newsies.
First of all, I want to thank our ALC very, very much for selecting Charity Newsies. It is an organization that is very near and dear to my heart. I'm currently on the board, but I've been fortunate enough to have been a past president and a past chair of the board, and been able to see our organization grow a lot in the last 20 years. However, in the last 2 years, we have really grown due to our new executive director that's here to talk to you today, Shuba Lembach. Thank you.
So my name is Shuba Lembach and I'm the executive director of Charity Newsies. What do we do? So a lot of people know Charity Newsies because they see Sherry, who's at, I'll do a plug for her, at Broad and High in her white jumpsuit on the second Saturday of the month. And I know one of the biggest questions I get is, okay, they're collecting money. I know it goes someplace good. What does it do? And so what we do at Charity Newsies is our mission is to make sure that children in need have the clothing they need for school. So we serve children who live in Franklin County, 200% or so of the federal poverty level from kindergarten through 12th grade, and we make sure that they have school clothing. And that means we provide $150 worth of clothing to every child we serve. We serve over 18,000 children a year. I know, and I saw the eyes widen. I know that sounds like a lot, but here in Franklin County, that eligibility criteria I just mentioned, we have over 100,000 kids who meet that need. So if you think about Ohio Stadium, right, I think it seats about 110,000. So that's how many kids need clothes here. And that's 200% or so of the federal poverty level, which we all know isn't even a ton. And so who are we talking about, right? Oftentimes we kind of get that idea of, okay, it's someone who's receiving other public assistance, et cetera. The reality of it is, and you guys probably see this more than I do, in terms of like just the cost of living increase and everything like that. We serve a lot of people who are in the workforce, bank tellers. We have a relationship with, I mean, I always love to share this story when I think about, even for me, like understanding kind of the impact of what we do. So a couple of months ago, we had some nurses and social workers reach out to us from the Ohio State University. And I had assumed when they wanted to come in and tour that it was about providing services for kids who come in through the emergency department. They were actually looking to us to assist them with their employees. And so the need is growing. The need is great. We've seen our services kind of exponentially grow over the past year. And so what we're constantly trying to do is make sure kids have what they need. Every child we serve receives a brand new coat, hat, gloves, 3 pairs of pants, 3 shirts, underwear for the entire week, and 6 pairs of socks. So what does that actually mean to a child? So it means they can go to school. Like we hear stories. I mean, I remember learning about these 2 brothers. They have 1 pair of pants. So they decide who gets to go to school. They go to school every other day, which when you think about kind of what that means for the educational system, it's really like a huge need. And the thing is, we get kind of lost because a lot of people think about housing, a lot of people think about food insecurity, but clothing insecurity is really, really growing. And on top of that, over half of Columbus City schools now have dress codes. So what does that mean? It means the parent who might have been able to get away with the same pair of jeans you wore last year, that same t-shirt you wore all summer, now you have to get a polo and khakis. And it doesn't sound like a lot, but that's a lot, especially when you have more than 1 child. So that's what we do at Charity Newsies. Well, I often get the question, why brand new clothing? There is a principle called enclothed cognition, which is just a really fancy way of saying, because you all have one, I know you do. You probably have a power suit you like to wear when you know when you need it, right? Because how does it make you feel? How does it make you perform? And so we want to make sure kids have that too, because it does translate into academic performance. And so we're really excited to have you guys for Red Day. We have a variety of opportunities for you. Some of them will be inside, and then you will also be helping us kind of mulch and do some outdoor things for those of you who like to be outside. And so thank you so much for coming out in May and volunteering for us. When you're there, we'll give you a full tour and you can kind of see our mission in action. And frankly, while it's great having you guys in May, I also hope some of you will come back in August when we actually do the clothing distribution. Because that's the fun part, right? Giving out the clothes to the kids. And we're always looking for volunteers.
What is the best way that we can help you? Do you need money? Do you need clothing, brand new clothing? Do you have certain age groups that you need it for, or your?
We don't take in-kind donations of clothing. That's for a couple of reasons. We work with a lot of kids who have kind of medical issues. And so if an item of clothing has resided in a home, even for a little bit, it opens up the possibility of everything from bed bugs to cat hair, which has an impact. Also, frankly, we work with, and I'll go over all this in the tour in much greater detail, but we work with suppliers and factories directly. So when you, even if you go to the dollar store and you buy like a $3 pair of gloves, for that $3, we can get 2 or 3 pairs. So it just extends kind of your support that much further. So always, yeah, $150 will sponsor a child. You can do that on our website any day of the week. And then volunteer support is always appreciated as well.
Awesome. Thank you.
And yes, we have free shifts. You guys can sign up now. If you scan that QR code, it'll take you to the Google form to sign up. If you want your Red Day shirt, we would like you guys to fill out that form by April 22nd. So we have time to order them and get them in our office. But yes, I'm super excited. It's also a day where I won't be at the office, so it's like another day not going out. So anyway.
Let's give Sam a big kudos too, because she does a great job. All right. And then Rachel loves us so much, she's gonna come back and teach a class. So on May 1st from 11 to 12:30, we're all gonna come support her because she's doing this to get her certification for her KWRI instructor. So if you can come support her, she's gonna be teaching a customer experience. That's May 1st from 11 to 12:30 here in the training room. She's thinking about Red Day and being outside. All right, Thomas, you want to talk a little bit about the blood drive?
Yes, thank you. I'll just very quick update, and I signed up for Red Day too, so a lot of reds this month, but this is important because there is a shortage and the shortage is national. I donate because, well, it gives me the chance to give back to the community and people that need it. But then I also love getting those messages saying, hey, your blood is in transit to New York because there was a bus accident and they need blood urgently. Like you get those messages, it's a very rewarding experience, but I tested it yesterday. I called 5 of my clients that I closed in the last 30 days just to say, hey, how's the house? How things going? Do you have any questions about your first payment? Anything I can do for you? And of course, none of them picked up. It was 5 messages. One of them within 30 minutes responded because I mentioned Red Day, blood drive. And I said, hey, we're organizing a drive. And if you or someone in your circle would like to donate, we're hosting it. I can send you a link. Let me know if you're interested. It's a great way to help with the shortage that we have right now. And out of the 5, 1 immediately responded back to me. And again, this is part of what are we doing to be better than our competition, right? We're doing the things that other market centers might not be doing. We're giving back to the community, but we're also grinding. The 5, 10, 15 calls that you have to make every day, this gives you a chance to do a soft touch without selling anything. You're just saying that this is extra something that we're doing for the community. I'm considering signing up. Would you want to join me? So use that as an option to call your clients, check in, and see if we have someone sign up for it, and hopefully get a chance to have face-to-face interaction while sitting on the chair next to them for 20 minutes when you don't need blood. So again, a great opportunity to do a soft touch. I'm excited about it, and I hope some of you will join us as well.
Thank you for setting that up, Thomas. All right, and then we have the free little library upstairs. Who's used the book out of the library upstairs? Anita has. This is Anita's idea out of the ALC too. So no one else has used it. We know there's books missing up there. Yeah, you have? All right, you like it? Good idea. All right, you guys know how it works. So upstairs in the kitchen, there are books up there. If you have books that you think are good that you'd like to give to other people a chance to read, bring it to the front desk. We'll put a sheet in the front, you sign out, then bring it back and take another one, just like a library. Do you guys all remember libraries? All right. Any questions on that? It's right upstairs by the couches. You'll see the book sitting there in the bookcase. All right, our KW Luxury. So qualifications are 4 transactions with a sale price over 600,000 in the last 24 months. If you think you qualify, go ahead and email Ashley and she'll look and see. We don't get any alerts saying like, oh, suddenly Mason qualifies for it. We don't get that. So if you think you do, we have to go back in the system and pull it up. So if you are closed or have any idea, Ashley will pull those numbers for you and everything. So then a round of applause to all of our luxury agents. All right, then our Raven Award this month.
So, this month, we have a special Raven. Number of months back, she came to me and she said, I have an idea. I said, great. Thinking it was gonna be, how to get more clients or whatever. No, it was how to give back to her community. And this is what she was gonna do. She had some vendor partners in mind, and she was gonna help somebody refresh some part of their living space. And she didn't know exactly who that person would be yet, but she was assimilating it. And would it be okay if she did that? I said, sounds like a wonderful idea. And so it happened. And here she is, Carol Greenzellis.
Taking the time to clean out the clutter and make some changes to your living space. And a local real estate agent is looking to help people with that and so much more.
Joining us now this morning, Carol Greenzellis, introducing us to Project Refresh. First and foremost, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So the idea that you have this experience in the home space, you know a lot of people, you have been doing this professionally for a while. What made you decide to start this project by giving back?
Yeah, I think we as business owners have an opportunity to connect with local businesses. As a real estate agent, we know plumbers, we know electricians, we know painters, we know all these amazing local businesses. And so I really wanted to take that community of vendors, bring them together and give back to somebody, refresh a space in their home, and really just do it in a fun and entertaining way.
Which is it's something that a lot of people want to do, but sometimes either they don't have the means or they just feel like they're too overwhelmed to dive in because they don't know all these people.
Right.
And then Project Refresh was birthed. Where is it at this point now?
Yes, so we are actually going to share the grand reveal today. So we did a lot of behind the scenes documenting kind of before and after, because we wanted to take people along the journey with us. And so, yeah, we are going to do the grand reveal today, and hopefully people love what we put together.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about who you were helping out in this recent.
Yes, so Marcia runs an in-home daycare, and she's been doing it for decades. She is such an amazing woman. She has the biggest heart. And so when I got connected to her through Directions for Youth and Families, which is a local nonprofit here, I asked if they had anybody, and they said Marcia, and the minute I met her, it was like a no-brainer. She's just given back to so many people, so it's time to give back to her.
And for her profession, I mean, her home is where she is able to make a living. So it's important for that space to be up to exactly what she wants.
And she has really made her home available to those kids. She didn't really have a space to call her own. So that's what we wanted to give back to her, is a space that she could proudly relax in for herself instead of giving every inch of her home to all these kids and families. So
how happy and proud are you of?
So she said there were updates, and I could show you the update. She posted it on her Instagram. So if you follow her, Carol Greenzellis. Carol, are you on? I saw you on Zoom. Are you on?
I'm here. I'm on my way to the office right now. I'm like 7 minutes away.
But yeah, so here's.
Stubborn and I won't say sorry right now, cause I know that you will remember where I'm question. You see, you're something inside. I saw you know, at the end of the night, I'll come around. Maybe I did you wrong and made you bleed. Maybe you made mistakes that got me on my knees. Maybe we're a mess, but it works for me, 'cause I know that every time you leave, you come home to me.
Pretty amazing. I'm gonna like it because I did it. Carol, we'll give you a big hug when you come in.
Yeah, and she's about to have baby too.
I am coming from my doctor's appointment. I'll be there in like 5 minutes.
Anyway, it was a great idea. She went for it and the result is amazing.
Awesome job, Carol.
Okay, and then our VIP spot is all the people that have signed up for Red Day so far. And I'm going to shuffle it. And then I'm gonna spin it. Oh, come on, Nikki.
That's karma, because she came in with a big old smile on her face. She's like, it's a great day. It's sunny out.
All right, good morning, everybody. We have got some awesome humans to welcome to the family here. Alonzo Kendrick. Ryan Gross. Zach Freeze. Is that him?
He's over there.
Miss Melanie, I know, is here. Give us a. And then Chelsea Brown. So this is a great crew. So make sure you say hello and give them a high five and welcome them when you see them.
You talk about Alonzo, what he did.
Alonzo's been licensed a month, had his first open house and sold it. Good job, Alonzo. Great job.
So how did he sell it? What was he doing?
He did an open house
Oh, okay.
and he was just himself, right? You got any, what, you want to impart any wisdom on all these veterans?
I don't think I have any wisdom.
He's done a great job. Great job.
Yeah, like 2 minutes.
Market Legion time. There were crickets in here this morning. However, we're gonna change that next week, right? We're gonna see you all here from 9 to 11. We've got people that are usually here, Jennifer, Katie, Thomas, Taylor, Jody, Melanie. But let's all come together on Thursdays and let's have some fun with it and get some business going. Sound good? I'll see you all there next Thursday at 9. Sharp?
Yeah.
Don't be late. Okay.
Except.
Oh, 9:15. Oh, yeah, there's a meeting in here until 9, so I'll see you at 9:15. But if you want to come at 9, you'll help me kind of get them out. Is that your? Zach Cantrell? No. Oh, okay. It's his meeting. All right, icebreakers. This is always fun. Thomas Dipper. He also, I saw, just got his pilot's license.
He's out flying right now.
He's out flying right now? So, he's not doing much. So congratulations, Thomas, if I'm not sure if he's on. Okay.
All right.
Cool.
Then we're gonna have Mary come back up to do the fun stuff. We're gonna let her ease her way in with the fun.
Yay, I'm like I may be redshirted after this experience, so. All right, well, March cappers. So congratulations to our March cappers. You get to enjoy 100% of their commission. Miss Coretta Tennant. Mary Allen. Ned Martin. Stephanie Sellers. One, two. Thomas Stimber. And Julie Patton. Congratulations. All right, and our home run agents for the month of March. Michelle Demopoulos and Brian Kemp both have 6 listings taken. Eric Kiss with 9 contracts written. And Rachel Alley with 7 contracts closed. Congratulations. And for our top individual agents in March, D Nutter. 904,000. Teresa M at 984,000. Ruthie Porteous. Jeff Mahler, 1.6 million. And Regan Lowe, 6.5 million. Congratulations. Our top teams. Number 2, Suzanne Casey and Associates. And number 1, the Smart Move Crew. And our top groups in March are the Sunderman Group. Number 4, the Jackson team. Number 3, the Columbus team. Number 2, the Laguna team. And number 1, the Re-Equity Group.
All righty. Thank you, Mary. Training calendar. So you guys should get this at the beginning of every week in the link. And then also, do we still have copies up front?
Yeah.
Yeah, by the front desk. So there are printouts of them too.
And
So-
we're gonna change this format up in May, so stay tuned on that. And yeah, we're gonna bring out the daily setups too as well, so stay tuned on those, so.
And here comes Carol.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone. Short tech update for you guys. So Sam, if you'll go to the next slide. So we do have a new app launching, but it's not for you guys, it's for your clients. So your clients will be able to download this and search properties, but still be connected to you, so you can kind of see what they're looking at. Yeah, they'll be able to chat with you, all sorts of things. They're not exactly coming out with all the things you'll be able to do on it, but it's coming soon, so I'll keep you updated on when it's out. But that's really it.
They've learned their lesson to not give everything all at once and to slowly roll it out to make sure it works before just dropping all kinds of other stuff. So, yeah.
If we already have the app on our phone, will it update automatically?
Yes, it'll update automatically, and that'll do it on your client's phone as well.
Oh, okay, okay. Cool. Thank you, Ashley.
Thank you.
Okay. So you all heard about the change to our office billing. I just wanted to run through that one more time with you. We spend close to $20,000 every year just in credit card fees, so that's why we're making this change. And you can still pay with no added expense if that's what you choose to do. If you want to continue with your credit card, we're going to tack on 3% of your total bill. And so you'll pay for that fee that is passed on to us. If you want to do your ACH debit, There was a form attached that many of you have filled out, and there's just a $10 fee per month for that, to do it that way, or you can do it the old fashioned way and just write a check. So the fees that we're charging are just pass along fees. We're not making any money on that. Just helping us keep our costs down. Yeah.
Right.
Dollar.
Dollar. Yeah.
Zero. Going in your pocket. Yes,
And-
dollar. I'm
And
sorry.
if you do want to pay by check, that's what this blue mailbox is on the other side of the wall. I'm sorry, I'm pointing because that's how my brain works. It's on the other side of the wall, but by the mailroom, that's what that big blue mailbox is there. So,
You just drop it in there. So you'll receive your bill 10th or 11th of the month, and it's due by the 20th. Those of you that want to do checks or the ACE, if you want to do checks and I haven't received your payment by the 20th, I will go ahead and process it on your credit card. So make sure that you get those in promptly. As soon as you receive the bill, either mail it or drop it off. And I appreciate your help and understanding with this, and I'm sure there will be mistakes made next month as we roll it out, and I will happily fix them all. So, we'll both be learning together. One other thing I wanted to mention, May is KW Cares Month. And, KWRI is celebrating Mo's 87th birthday. And they're asking each market center to raise $870 in order to celebrate her birthday. So we usually get between $200 and $300 donated. So if we could up that a little bit and send them $870 with your donations on your commissions, or you can just write a check for that. If we get to that $870 mark, we will be able to have a session with Mo in the summer, a coaching session. So that would be pretty cool to have her speaking directly to us. So I'd like to encourage you all to consider adding a little extra to your closings for this month. And if you choose, you can always write a check out to us and mark on there that it's for KW Cares, and I'll make sure that goes to credit for you and also goes to the organization. So would love to have Mo here via Zoom this summer. I think that would be a great attraction. Thanks. Thank you. Okay. Couple things. First of all, there is a tab, a folder called consultation in Command. Some of you use it, but now all of you are going to be using it. Did you hear me? Okay. All of you are going to be using the consultation folder. What's going into the consultation folder? What always needed to be in there? Because what is the document you need to sign before you start working with any clients? Consumer guide goes in consultation. What's the next document that now must go in the consultation phase? Buyer representation agreement. And then you can put your anti-fraud in there too. Go ahead and get those in there. So they go in the consultation phase. They're not going to be signed when you write a okay, in the consultation phase. And we will check them there, just like we check your listing folders and your contract folders, okay? So what 3 documents can go in there? What 2 must and 1 can? Go in ahead. Consumer guide. Because that's at the first consultation, okay? And then your buyer representation agreement. So you can have a consultation phase on the listing side, because you should have given them the consumer guide. You can give them the anti-fraud ahead of time. And whatever you've done pre-listing, okay, can go there. Jamie. Yeah, exactly. So there's a 4th document that would go in there because it would be part of your consumer guide discussion. Yeah. Thanks for thinking.
And you're gonna have the little tabs there, right?
We'll have your cheat sheets, yes. We will. All right. The NAR settlement only applies to residential sales. They use the word home, home, home in all of the settlement documents and in the decrees, okay? Because commercial has always operated differently, okay? That's that. Now, the word concessions with regard to Fannie Mae and FHA. Most of you who have good lender partners should have heard from your lender this week that Fannie Mae has defined concessions, okay? The seller can participate how much in concessions? 6% of the purchase price. The 3% to a buyer broker is not considered concessions. And so can be in addition to that 6%. Everybody get that from their lender this week? Okay. If you didn't, get another lender partner. Okay. NAR update, we're going to talk about this in Broker Corner, where we are right now, and the Department of Justice now being granted the right to intervene. So where we are right now, we know two things. What are those?
You're working with a buyer, you must have a buyer agreement.
Before you show any property,
Yes.
okay? We know that. What's the second thing we know?
You can't put the fee in MLS.
No commission fields, nothing about commission will appear in the MLS. Those two things we know. Nothing else as far as practices do we know now.
Right.
We're gonna talk about that. So we gotta keep our heads down and focus on what we know and how we're gonna do more units. Fair? Okay, more on that in Broker Corner. What we need to do right now, because we only know those two things. And we knew that that was coming because we preemptively started coaching and classes on buyer broker agreements, didn't we? Yeah, so we're ahead of the game because you are so great. Right back at you. See you at Broker Corner.
Oh. Got the market share slides.
Oh, I gotta do those. You always do that to me. Okay, so here we are clinging to our spot right here. We gotta get on this and get some listings here. Okay, and get it up, but. Okay, does everybody see this number? 2.5.
No. it's too small.
Purple number.
Oh, commission?
Mhm.
Oh.
Isn't that interesting?
What is this?
I know,
I know. Across the board for the top 10.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, everybody see that? For side.
2.5.
Yeah.
You can trust her. She's not lying to you.
Would I lie to you?
Yeah, never.
I may screw up, but I don't lie. Okay. No, so there's interesting information on these market share. You should use these to inform yourself about what's going on. Your average days, agents in production, percentage. So next slide. Here's the numbers. Okay, so we had 61 listing units close in March, 73 buyer units for 134 closings. We have some unreported stuff that we need to report because we had more units close. So we need to do that. So we're looking at, look at the difference in our average price to consultants. $1,000. Okay. See how many people we have in production? Our percentage is high. So use your numbers. There they are. We're clinging, but we're gonna move up, right?
Yes.
Say it with me. We're moving up.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, on those, good question or not, but for us that are doing these broker exclusives and they never get an MLS?
They should be getting an MLS.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, when it closes, and we'll put it in there for you. We have a worksheet for you to fill out. We'll put it in there.
Okay.
Same with new builds. You have a new build, get credit for it. Fill out the sheet. All it is the MLS data sheet. The required stuff that we need to put it in, fill that out, give it to us, we'll put it in for you. So,
Well, Nick's been doing it. He's
Yeah.
doing it last year.
so if something gets messed up, yell at Nick is what she's saying.
But yeah, it's really important because I know we do more business than that. Right. Yeah, exactly. There's,
All right.
there's probably 10 or more units we miss.
Monthly? Monthly?
Yeah.
That's significant.
Yeah.
Because we know they're closing, but we don't have the data to put them in. So that's where we can see the back and we know the number of transactions because we process everything. But then this comes from the MLS. So when those are different, that means something's not reported in the MLS.
You know that if you sold something in another MLS, you can put it in. That's happened. You're not doing it because you know that MLS reported, but that doesn't show up in our market share. Yeah. See? Okay.
Go ahead. No, you're never speak. So now you're on the spot to
So
talk.
in Dot Loop and DocuSign, there is a form. It takes 5 minutes to fill out. If you fill it out, just send it to the front desk. We will do it and you will get your unit. It's really simple.
Now that's not on every single.
Yeah.
Well, not everyone, but for the brokerage exclusives and the new builds, we can do it. For you. Yeah.
Anything that's not on the MLS. All right, so we have to make sure we're hitting this TCPA. So before you guys are making texts or calls, make sure you're checking the do not call list. So there's another KWRI lawsuit, somebody getting sued for not doing this. We got to make sure we're doing this before any calls you make, cold calls and whatnot like that.
All
So,
I can say is there's a target on us, you know that.
yep. All right, Capital Partners Cares, Joanne touched on this a little bit. So then we have our sponsor this month.
2 minutes. If you're hungry, it's hot.
So this is Susan with Goosehead.
Hello, I'm Susan McCrabb. I own a brokerage with Goosehead. I love that Matthew McConaughey was mentioned today because it actually goes along with the 2 seconds I wanted to chat with you. I love him for numerous reasons, kind of a family joke that I like him a little too much, but he has a lot of, I know, he's darling, but he's also insightful, full of a lot of wisdom. And along with the point that was made today, another one of his points is about choosing who we surround ourselves with, that relationships are so key, that we're often defined by the people. I think it's the 5 closest people that we spend time with. Those are the people that we start to gain, kind of their reputation, whether positive or negative. So I'm here today more as just an introduction to talk for a second about relationships. Many of you out here, oddly, I have a relationship with. I see Julie Patton, a dear friend, Laura Solomon. I've worked with Mary Sunderman, Regan Lowe. Before I raced here, I was doing one of her, fixing a client for her to close. So these relationships are key. Jonathan Tomko becoming a great friend, and his encouragement is awesome. The people we surround ourselves with define us, whether we like it or not. So that's both personal and in the business world. So my spiel today is, I'd love to get to know you. I'd love for you to get to know me, to know that I'm a trustworthy partner. I sell insurance, a lot of people do. But again, it's about relationships, which all of you know more than anyone, that relationships are key to get done what we're trying to accomplish day in and day out. So I would love to meet with you. I'd also love to encourage you to, look around your circle of influence and pick wisely. I think too, as we progress through life, that's kind of a smart thing to do, to think through who are these people that are raising my game and who are the people that aren't raising my game. And finally, there's lunch, healthy and unhealthy combo. So everyone should be happy. And as a parting, I thought, what better way than to give a little caffeine to some people does anyone today have the coffee to work on a relationship, to develop today, tomorrow? No, you do? Don't be shy. I have free Starbucks. Oh, I only have two. I only have two. But get out there. Good luck. My card's on the table. I'm not pushy. If you want to reach out, if you have questions about insurance, if you need a partner, I would love to partner with you. Enjoy lunch and enjoy the sunshine. Thank you.
Thank you. Did anyone have any questions for her before she takes off? No? All right, and then Mark, also, you brought some dessert or something, right? Brought some cookies? All right.
Yeah, thank you, Mark.
So next office meeting, May 16th at 11 a.m. Go grab some food, and then come back in for Broker Corner. Thank you, guys.
I mean, it's just the name of the game, but yeah.
Good job. I think I'm going last year, but at least start this year, you know. I find like, when do we go? Oh, right.
Kind of wish that I could sat. Taking up as much. Every time I see something, I should have. That's good. All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you. If you want to grab food before you leave, grab some food.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, man. Yeah, I'll be here. I mean, I won't be in the front of it, but this is what we do. So this is what I'm at. It'll be Thursday at 11. So even if you want to kind of all of us do it at the same time, if you did the rotate or whatever, you're always that first slide. You need to come in, say whatever, and then roll. So that's what we need to do too. Perfect. Appreciate it. No problem.
So if it's not good. That's gonna be that hard. So let's just like. That's way to make those calls. That that's how we get that big one. That for the most part. And I think as we start seeing it, it's good to see. Think that. Yeah, there's confidentiality. I mean, I have. Direction. I mean, I know the direction.
Yeah. But we got new bills and.
Thank you. I didn't think. What's that? I didn't think that was like you brought that. Yeah. I was thinking about something, Lori and Jill, and I'm wondering how you feel about doing this. I think everybody's time for is. Would you, as the broker, be willing to participate and do go through contracts with people, you know, paraphrasing essentially. So would you be willing to do a session that helps you paraphrase? Yeah. Or really, I really not.
Well, I do that. I tell them how they, how they have to explain it to the client.
Especially not for people who maybe haven't been.
We sure?
I was thinking.
Language is everything.
And have all the right information, so.
Yeah. We got it.
Actual contract ready. That's what I did.
It was funny because I was going, you know, getting in front of you, right, to go through this thing, it's the word, it just doesn't seem to happen all that much anymore. You kind of, it's all, I've walked through, but I'm going, I'm like, a little rusty on my paraphrasing right now, so because the contract changed.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So we wouldn't do it as part of business coaching. You want like a separate.
I kind of want to do separate. Okay. Either I'm gonna look at them or they're talking to what they think I have, right? So.
Yeah. Sure.
Great job. Yeah, they're really sharing that. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
That was really beautiful what you did, and you could literally be on a reality TV show because you look like a movie star and it's great.
No, everything, like right before, I don't know if you, on the video,
They have you walk in the building, like, 10 minutes before you go. Which is crazy. Maybe have a green room, and then they have you sit on this, what's going on in 10? And all of a sudden, like, hot flash. All these lights are on, I'm pregnant, I've got this jacket on. Right. Okay, and I've seen the videos, my back was like, okay, me. And I'm like, would have never picked up on it. Yeah, I know. Like, I wouldn't.
Yeah. Okay. Coming in here. I'm ready.
All right.
Testing. Oh, you turned it on. Are you on? Testing. I have to be on the here. Testing, testing, nope.
Yeah.
How does this? I have it on. I have it on.
I didn't think it sounded like.
It did. No, no, it's not working. Not working? No. Oh, well. Testing.
Yeah, give me a second.
I would talk about it.
Wait, hold this for a minute. I think I'm gonna finish.
All right.
Okay, how we doing?
We're starting, everybody. Broker corner.
Hello? Testing. It works? Okay. There you go.
Hi there. I don't think so.
Testing, testing.
I have to put it up. Okay.
All right, what's going on? We're doing business. That's a good thing. Contracts coming in. We're busy. Do you feel like it's any different than any other spring? Yes? All right, what are you noticing? Why do you think it's different? You're different, or is the market different? Okay, what's different? Inventory's still low, so that's not really different. For 4 years, we dealt with that. What's different? Yeah? What's different? Well, it's just April. Okay. Typically, it's April and May are our two biggest months. Yeah. Yeah, so we had a big interest rate change. So that's a little different, huh, from a year ago? Yeah. What else is different in your conversations?
Are the majority of the people asking you about them? Really? Really? Mm-hmm. But they don't know what's going on. That's the key. The public has no clue what's really going on. They think something entirely different. They think we're artificially raising prices to get more commission. That's one seller said that to an agent. Totally not what's going on. Do you know how to explain what's going on correctly? Yes? For sure. So I shouldn't hear things like after July 15th, it will be illegal for a seller to pay a buyer broker agreement. That is actually being said to us. People are calling and saying, I'm going to put off listing until after July 15th because. So we're not getting the message out correctly. The media is not our friend. This was actually Spectrum Media put that out, that it was illegal. So we have to understand what we know and what we don't know. So I want to go over just a couple of things. As I said during the meeting, we do know that before any property, any home, not commercial properties, any home is shown, a real estate agent must have a buyer representation agreement. Okay, we know that. Okay. Well, it says an MLS participant, not the home in the MLS, an MLS participant. That would be all of us. Yeah. By the buyers we serve, because it's going to get out there that they can't be looking at a listed property unless they're going directly to the listing broker. I mean, the word is going to get out there. Conversely, in a buyer agency agreement, our buyers are going to know that if they sign an agreement with us that they're willing to pay us 2%, we can't ask for the 3% the seller might be offering. And if we do that, our buyer sees that and knows it. So you better not be doing that because they're going to hold us accountable. Okay, that's how that's going to get policed, because agents are trying to figure a workaround. So what can happen to that extra 1%? We can ask the seller to contribute it to the closing costs for the buyer. If we decided to do that, maybe it was a friend or past client or whatever. Go over what? So you cannot ask for more than what's on your buyer agency agreement. Even if the seller is offering it, you cannot collect it. You have violated your fiduciary to the buyer. And they can fire you right now, and I'm going to have to let them fire you.
So that's why if you are running your business and your business model is to get 3% when you represent a buyer, 3% needs to go into that agreement.
Because you can ask for less, you can't ask for more. Okay, so we know that. We also know that no commissions will be discussed or will appear in the MLS. That is already in motion to clean up forms and whatever. We know those two things are going to happen effective July 15th. What we do know now is that the Department of Justice, the court allowed them to enter the fray now and go over every business practice we have. All of you have been spending this month thinking about, well, how is this going to work and what am I going to do and creative ways and all of that. Stop that and stop that right now. they're going to be looking at all these workarounds. And one of the workarounds was, I'm going to do a flyer. I'm going to do a mass email to other agents telling them what my seller is willing to do. Those workarounds are ripe for the Department of Justice to step in. That's what I want to tell you. So they may strike all of that down. The end result, and I need for you to hear this, and what many in the industry in positions of power and brokers who've been doing it a long time, the end result is to completely detach commission broker to broker. Sellers will pay their agents, buyers will pay their agents. Co-op commission may be a thing of the past. That is what they're looking to do right now. The court, though, has the right to approve this settlement or not. And there may be some interaction, some confrontations between the court and the Department of Justice, and all of those things are up in the air now. So stop thinking about creative ways and stuff that hasn't happened yet. Because we got, at this point, close to 90 days, right? All right. I got to tell you, it's going to go with justice being in it, it's going to go past that. So what we know, we know. I need you to keep your head down, and I need you to lead gen 2 hours every single day. I'm talking to you now. This is the only thing that will allow you to have the clients to make a value proposition to. Some of you have no buyer agency agreement signed. There's a reason for that. You don't have buyer clients. Why? Lead gen. It's a thing we least like to do, but it's the only thing that makes us money. And lead gen takes many forms. That could be out and about. That can be our texts. That can be our calls. That can be our notes. 2 hours every day. That will ensure we have somebody to make a presentation to. If we're a little rusty on presentations, there's a reason for that. Okay, so we need to practice. Mary suggested that we have some script practicing and some verbiage. You know, I'm all about the words that we use. And so we're going to do that, right, Mary? Yeah, we're going to do that. I'm happy to do that. Whenever you call me and you say, I need the words, you know, I can give you the words, at least now. No promises as I get older, but right now I still got the words. The body's sore, but the words are still coming out. Okay. I'm like the video. We got to push through. Even when I don't feel like it, I know I have to push through. You depend on me, and somebody depends on you. This is two-way street. And I have broker corner because I need you. Do you understand how much this means to me? To even have you in the room and have you listen and to get your feedback. I think Jill concurs. We have to have this. We have to have this from you. We're not in a vacuum here. So it's important. If you need the words, we got the words, okay? We got the words. We need to clean it up. So we have misrepresentations out there. So it's important for us to get the message out there. So a seller says, well, I'm going to wait till July 15th because then we don't have to pay a buyer broker. What? Where is this coming from? Well, it's coming from our media. Really. So do what you can to educate those you can control. But if you're not lead genning, where is this going? down the toilet. It is. That's got to happen every single day, 5 days a week at least. And lead gen also counts when you're at the soccer game. Come on here. I used to wear my stuff all the time on the sidelines. Of course, I had a gold blazer in those days, and people knew what that was. And people would come up to me and say, "Lady on TV." I'd say, "Yes, I am. Yes, I am." But now we have a real lady on the TV. That's Miss Carol. She's the lady on the TV. And what you did for us as a market center, I can't tell you. Just amazing. And we want to be ambassadors in the community because we're not takers. We're givers. Blood Drive, Red Day, Peloton, Project Refresh, and whatever else you're doing. You still have a message. You have a value proposition. But you can't give it to the empty chair. Yeah?
This is a time to really raise our visibility. I mean, those of you that have kids, you know, and you're active in the kids' activities, use that. Take your kids in strollers, do whatever you need to do. If you have dogs, walk your dogs, meet as many people everywhere that you can. Go to farmers markets, talk to people in line at the store. I mean, just raise yourself up.
A lot of
And it
people like to
doesn't-
wear their name badge too.
And it doesn't mean you have to look perfect, right? You can go to the farmer's market, look like you're a mess, talk to people, they will relate to you like you're a real person, right? People like that, yeah. So don't be shy.
I've given my daughter a script. Anybody who knows my daughter knows she's a lot like me. She does hair and she's head of fitness for Kinsale. She goes, "People are asking me, Mom, what the heck is going on?" I said, "Here's your script." Can we do that with our families? With our best friends who are ambassadors? Who are the most important people? It's true. We kind of need good people around us. We need our ambassadors. We have good past clients that can tell our story and deliver our value. But if we're not reaching out to them, we look like, beat down dog. We're not beat down dogs. We've got to hold our head up. What we do, because I kind of resent 48 years of my life being thrown under the bus. I'm talking to you truthfully now. I turned to my son the other day because he's also in sales, and I said, I have never been overpaid. Monetarily. I've had wonderful payments of fulfillment and happiness and things I've been able to do for my family. But I do not, and I will never accept that 48 years of my life, I stole money from somebody. So let's get out and be proud and deliver our message, yeah? Yeah. We need the words. We're going to get the words. Come to contracts because I explain a lot of stuff in language you can understand, don't I? Yeah. It's usually right there. Not rocket science. We need to tell our story. So what's happening out there? What are people saying to you?
Really interesting. My mother is 94. Lives in the same house that they bought in 1951. I've never done a real estate transaction. I went to Spring Masterminds this week. Because, yeah, I guess you gotta learn things with the rules changing. This is a 94-year-old woman who's never really, my dad bought the house. She knew it.
She's worried about you because you're her baby.
She's worried. You might not get any money. But of course she's worried about, our families are worried about us. They are. Yeah.
So I'm seeing agents posting videos trying to explain. Do you think that's a good idea or bad?
Unless you're really good at explaining a very complex issue. I don't know. I legally, I want you to pull back from that. In your one-on-one conversations, I want you to explain it correctly. You don't need to get in the weeds. Here's, if you subscribe to Housing Wire, here's the weeds of what justice could do negatively. I read all the negative stuff so that I'm prepared. Do I want you? Not really. I need you to focus.
Video, it lives forever, right? And it is out there for people to use against you. You know, so I would be very.
Social media, yeah.
Maybe the answer is to be posting and promoting the things that you're doing really well. Not necessarily as it pertains to anything on the NAR
Right.
settlement side. So that's Google reviews. That's following up with your clients. I don't care if they're 5 years ago. I do it. I pick up the phone. I know it's been a really long time, you know, and we're still in great communication. I would really appreciate a review. And that's your social proof that now you get to take back as part of your value proposition. Because these people are finding value in us that we might not even be seeing in ourselves, you know?
And there's some that come to us and say, you're worth every penny. God love them. And I love them. And you are worth every penny. And I try to tell you that as much as I possibly can. You know, we began this journey as a result of the October 31st decision in the courts. And we began our series of conversations. Remember those? Some of you weren't here with us then. But I hearken back to those 3 Friday mornings in December. We were up in that crazy kitchen and I was afraid of the fire marshal shutting us down. And Josh will say, it's okay, because somebody had the training room. And we had like 60 people up in the kitchen and down the hall and whatever. That means something. And what I said to you then on that first day was, if you don't know the definition of an agent, any agent, and you don't know the definition of a fiduciary, you better get that down and get that down right quick. Because you have the same fiduciary duties as a doctor and a lawyer. The same. Is that deep? And you can't deliver a value proposition based on how you deliver those duties? Come on now. Every single one of you can figure out the words of how you demonstrate your loyalty, your care, your diligence, your accountability, your confidentiality, all of it. You can deliver that, your full disclosures of everything they need to know to make an informed decision. But we, as Gary said, we're not delivering that fiduciary story. They see us as, well, you get my house staged and you did some great photography and those are functionary things. How I represented you and why it might happen in 5 hours, or it might take 5 days or longer. It was the knowledge I have and my absolute commitment to being a fiduciary. That is what we get paid for. Okay? That is what we get paid for. So your value propositions, I needed for you, and we talked about it week after week. What can you say about those duties and how, and your testimonials should address how you delivered fiduciary duties to your client? It's deep. Carol,
Opinions on how to get the best testimonials from our clients, identifying loyalty, that would be our loyal, is there?
we got to talk to them about that because in our listing presentations, in our buyer consultations, we have to put those duties out there as part of the if they don't hear it from us, they have no idea we have the same as their lawyer. How many of you can honestly tell me your client knows that you have the same duties as the lawyer does? Well, then whose fault was that? Do they think their lawyer's going to take less? But you see, in the culture we've had in the last 4 years, it was over in one weekend. Right? But was it really? Was it real for them? But all the knowledge to set it up, to give them the best advice, how to show their home properly, how to price it properly. We've gone over the market conditions and how this will happen and that we prepared them for everything. But we didn't discuss contract negotiations and how we best leverage our fiduciary duties for them, how best we do confidentiality, what that really means. Yes, we're allowed to tell one agent and not another the contents of an offer and why we would want to do that or maybe not want to do that in this instance. When we discuss strategies, those are fiduciary things we're doing. Opinions. We had to work to build up a career to deliver that, right? Tell the story. Tell it correctly.
Now, are you meaning going back in time? How do we?
Get people to give us,
Say the things we want them to say. Just close. Separate.
Mhm.
I want those trees to be, and will, really look at the testimonials. But I'm writing down the words you're throwing out here, which I love. Get the loyalty, the honesty, the knowledge, the commitment, all that. And those are the words I want them to be able to.
right, and they understand those words and just say,
Have out there that I could use. Send to my clients and say, yeah, scale of 1 to 5, how good was that? You know, that kind of thing, or.
I don't know.
To get them to help coach them with the wording.
I'm telling Renee to answer this question.
Okay. Hi, Renee.
Hi. We, on our team, we have a standard text message that we send to all of our clients right at closing, that we say, we would love to have a 5-star review. You can use words like a 5-star review for my loyalty, integrity, all of that. You put whatever you want to.
Hair,
Yeah. we send that
accounting.
With a Google review.
Mhm.
and so tap it.
Mhm. Right. Is it a Google?
Yes. You can have a Google Business page if you don't, and if that's something that everybody would like a class on,
Yeah, sure.
yes?
Yeah.
Then we'll have a Google, how to set up your Google page. It's a little bit more complex now than it was when I did it, but they'll send a postcard to verify you are
Right.
who you are. And then you will actually be able to start collecting Google reviews. Now, a lot of people have used other platforms. They've used Zillow, they've used Realtor.com, they've used Facebook. And if that's what you choose to use, that's okay. But the #1 search engine in the entire world is
Google.
And what's the #2? YouTube, owned by?
Google.
Okay, so those are the places that you're gonna be better suited, in my opinion, to be, because I like that Zillow has some good reviews of me. But I'm much happier that when you go to Google, you'll see it. So we can do a class around that if it would be helpful to everybody.
Mhm.
Just to say yes.
Good. Communication is the key here.
That's okay. I'm just gonna
This is just a quick statement. After your first Friday meeting back in December, Sherry and I immediately made a page for both of our consultation packets. That we went to NAR's website and literally got the definition for Realtor fiduciary duties. So that is a single page in both of our.
In the
consultation
presentation.
You know, once you explain that, once you go over that page in the presentation.
Yep.
Signing the listing agreement and the buyer representation agreement is a piece of cake. Because you explain what your responsibilities are.
Mhm.
Can you share that with us?
It's on NAR.
It's on the
It'll
NAR.
cost
Okay.
you $10.
Facts. Realtor.org is your national site.
I was gonna suggest everybody start with just writing a list of what you feel the fiduciary duties are. What if we have a conversation or mastermind around that? And Lori and Jill can weigh in on that. I mean, would seem to be a really good starting point if anybody's.
And that's what we should all be doing, because that is what we're getting paid for. Those 5 things. This other stuff is just part of it. Those are tasks that help us accomplish the 5 things. So a realtor on their first day and a realtor in their 20th year have the same fiduciary duties, and you can create all the presentations right from scratch, right by defining who you are and what your duties are. Because the public thinks, there's a portion of the public who thinks we're money grabbers. I kind of resent that. You know, and when you work with families or people that you've started on the road to wealth building, that's something. That's big. It's huge. And don't you feel that? And sure, you get a nice paycheck and you're happy to get it. And believe me, I want you to get it. But in your heart of hearts, when you've known what you've done for somebody, particularly a first timer, what does that feel like? And do me a favor. I want you to read Article 1 of your NAR Code of Ethics. I want you to read it on a regular basis. There are 4 P words in Article 1. It says realtors pledge, first P word. You know, when you become a realtor, you're making a pledge. Back in the day, we actually had to stand up and pledge. Our first meeting at our board. We had dinner meetings, lunch meetings. Columbus had lunches. We had dinner in Delaware. We actually had to stand up as new realtors and take the pledge. We kind of lost touch with the fact that the day you come in here and you come to Jill and I and meet the brokers and you've joined Columbus Realtors, it's our opportunity to welcome you, to have you take the pledge with us. When I read them Article 1, and I do that, all my new realtors, you know that I do. Realtors pledge to protect, second P word. Parents in the room, you know what it is to protect your child, yes? At all costs, you'd lay down your life. And anybody else, you know you'd do that for all the people you love. Protect. Strong, strong word. Fiduciary duties are there to deliver protection of the client. Protection. Third P word, promote the interests. Promote them. Sell your offer. Sell your buyer. Sell your listing. Why is it great? Promote. Fourth P word. This duty is primary. Primary. So we had pledge, protect, promote, primary. If you learn nothing else, you have to think about that in every presentation. Primary, that means them first, you last. You know, you could build a presentation around that. Couldn't you? Just saying. That's what we do. That's what we do. I got new realtors in the room. Did you hear us do that? You did. And I said, right now, this is you, Alonso. Right in this moment, you're making that pledge to me. That's what we got to do. That is our value. We protect people, we promote them, and we put them first. And we pledge to do that. Good? All right, so we're not going to have any heads in the sand, anything negative. It's all positive now. We're having a good spring. We're staying on track. We're doing business as we have. We are explaining on a listing presentation that compensation to a buyer broker is voluntary and negotiable. Here are the reasons why we might consider doing that, to open it up and expose it to the most amount of buyers we can. Here's a net sheet. We're going to talk about your net dollars, and if you're happy with those, how we might share commission, whatever. We're going to use our tools to explain the process, but we have to use the words voluntary and negotiable. Okay? Anybody else, anything to add? Remember, our past clients will stay with us, and they'll be ambassadors for us. So let's make the lead gen calls to them and say, I suppose you've heard what's going on. I wanted you to hear it from me. Here's what's going on, and here's what will never change: my representation. Yeah? Love you all.